Hey everyone, just saw the new Tom and Jerry film. My review for it, it was hilarious. Sadly, I'm gonna say character-wise, it was good, it was funny, there were jokes, it was hilarious. Sad part is, it was too human feeling, I want to say, where I loved the characters. Tom was hilarious, Jerry was hilarious, and Spike and the other characters were hilarious, but I didn't like the humans. Doesn't mean I wouldn't watch it again for the jokes and the lols, but it is... If you cut out all the human scenes and just left Tom and Jerry doing what they normally do, perfect. Humans added in, I know they're making a little bit of a half an hour bit, but... You know, if you cut all the humans and paste them in their own film without having Tom and Jerry, it could work. It's got the truth, the lies, all them. The coming out of being a lie, coming out of being the truth, coming out of being the who. It was good. I will not lie, I loved the jokes. Tom and Jerry, I was concerned they were going to ruin it with the sound of the voices. And they're screaming and yelling. You know, like Tom's yell, Jerry's yell, but it was perfect. Mwah. Loved it all. Please subscribe and comment below if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I might do a spoiler review. But if you haven't seen it, I watched it on a website, 0123 Movies. I had it on, so it was a nightmare getting it on and watching it, but an hour and 40 minutes is worth it. I know it's like 45 minutes of Tom, 45 minutes of humans, and you know, you gotta add the humans in where it's got the human element. Character-wise, I've got to say, the best villain for the film, because Tom and Jerry, they're never gonna have a villain. There's barely any villains except another cat, but you don't really see him. Sorry, that's not a spoiler, he's not in it. But the villain, he's in a show called Mr. Iglesias, hilarious Netflix show. If you get a chance, check it out. He plays such a good villain that he's lovable, hateable, and you respect him at the end because the ending is perfect. It's all perfect for Tom and Jerry for their 80th year. 80 years of Tom and Jerry. I don't want to know what will happen at 100. Do we get 20? Do we get like 100 Tom and Jerry episodes back to back on every show? Or what do we do? I'm not sure. We'll find out in 20 years' time. So when I'm 40, Tom and Jerry should still be around for my generation. So when I reach 45, Tom and Jerry will still be here. Even if they died out, I don't see it being like Pokemon and dying out poorly. And that's what I'm going to say about Pokemon, but we don't want to talk about that because I'm talking about Tom and Jerry and how good the film was. How many people have seen it? Is it worth watching? I believe it is. It really made me laugh. And they've got their loony moments, like, you know, how loony can Tom and Jerry be? How much messed up can they be? There is one scene, and I don't know why, but you can see a Droopy. And you do see Droopy a couple of times in the film. You see, well, I only saw him twice in the film. And the twice I saw him, I was like, that's Droopy. They've got a Droopy with like, you don't really see half his face, but you see his like face like that, with a smile, with like the clown makeup from the Joker. And like, then you see him with like a mask on. And he's like, I can smell you. So it's like, Droopy's one of the villains? No, he can't be. He's hilarious. But they don't actually use him as much. Like, I get it. Droopy is like, hello, Joe. But you don't really see him. Other than that, the film is funny. It got me. It literally got me. The girl from Kick Butts was hilarious. She played a perfect role. I didn't really like the human interaction. Because I watched it with my mum. She loves Tom and Jerry as much as I do. We didn't like that they were following and this is because I went to India. If you guys don't know, there is a scene in the film where the woman's wearing white. And this is not to be, it's Indian culture. It's Indian culture, they wear red. Red is like, because red is love, and, you know, and I know, it's a film, you know, you can't say that about a film because it's just a movie. Please don't comment on that bit where I'm saying what I feel. But, I don't know how you guys felt about it. I loved it. It was a perfect film. It was a good adaptation for Tom and Jerry to come back. Now, Tom and Jerry are very violent, and I love that they kept the violence in. They've kept the slapstick of, like, Tom being hit, you know. It's hilarious of him, like, even at the facial reaction of Tom, they copied his... I love that they copied, like, the nowadays, like... And they use, like, references, like... I don't want to see this on, not Facebook, but they call it, Book of Face. I don't want to see it on that TokTik, or I don't want to see it on the TikTok. And that is hilarious, like, you're referencing a film that was on TikTok, and stuff like that. But again, perfect film, great movie, watch it again. The CGI of them was a little bit off-putting, and the scenes of the birds were okay, not the best. Graphically, I loved it. Physically, I loved it. It was a great send-up to Tom and Jerry. I laughed through most of the film because I know what was going to happen. Not because of trailers, I was like, something's going to happen here. Tom and Jerry are going to have a joke here. And the elephants that you see in the film have talking roles. And so does the lion, and so the other characters that you see have talking lines. I'm sorry, I'm putting this review for 7 minutes. Or 20 minutes, I don't care. But, the moments they do have on screen, like, there's a scene where Tom accidentally touches one of the elephants, and he's like, "You get away from me!" Whack! And he just kicks him. The bit of the cake scene has hilarious moments. I love that characters look like they've added characters that I've forgotten who they really are. And I'm like, I know that person. There was a girl in there who, I don't want to be horrible, had bug eyes. I recognised her, but I couldn't think of what. So, I don't even know what she was in, so I know I've recognised her. Even the characters that were sad and alone in the film, they referenced it. They actually did a great joke about Tom wanting to play the piano. Perfect moments. Tom wants to, Jerry just wants to live at the hotel. That's perfect. There's a rat that's shown in places so you could live. And he just disappears. And there's a reference to Batman in that line. Like, don't disappear on me like Batman does. But, yeah, thanks to you all. I thought I'd check it out, watch it, and I love it to you all. Subscribe, and goodbye.